Holy Smiler, we are live. How is it going? Thank you for joining us in the chat. What is good? Hope you're having a great day. So, welcome to
hyperspace, fellas.
Hyperspace. Strap in. There we go. So yeah, welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast. This is the place where we talk all about theme parks and roller coasters from all around the world. If you're listening on the podcast after we are live, then we are live every Wednesday on YouTube, the Chain Dogs podcast. Come and join us, get involved in the chat. It'd be great to have you along. So we've got a pretty packed podcast this week. Mikhile's got all the details. Go on, what's the schedule, Mikhile?
Yes, so we've got to start off. We've got a lot of Pleasure Beach stuff to talk about. Amanda Thompson potentially not happy about the Valhalla refurb. A little bit of what was teased of the Valhalla soundtrack development from The Notable Stranger. A bit of info that came out about the season pass, 2022 season pass offers through September. And then the PBE weekender is right around the corner. We're going to get into that a little bit. Nice. Can't wait for that.
So good.
Talk a little bit about.
So good. I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
We can get into it. We get into it a little bit about Sean showing me around Drayton Manor on the weekend. A little bit about Disney Genie, because we didn't touch on that last week. Get into what's going on with that.
Get your thinking caps on for that, because it's
it's
confusing one.
We're gonna have an exam at the end of the pod. Make sure you've revised.
I love it.
Intamin's Hot Racer single rail coaster trains have pictures of those have surfaced on Twitter over at Luna Park in Sydney in Australia. And finally, we've got some POVs from Decepticoaster, the Hulk almost clone at Universal Studios Beijing. So yeah, we've got a few things to talk about, a few things to chop up about.
Yeah. Isaac in the chat's asking me about my headphones. These are some they're not new, like they're kind of new, but they're my bad headphones and they're really uncomfortable, but they do the job. They're the Sennheiser ones, but yeah. That is out of context, to be honest. So let's see everyone in the chat. So
I guess I did kind of start the out of context headphones tangent, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You were the one that started that off. We should have a section. So the drunk riders do a section about the beers. We should talk about our headphones and gear each week, I think.
Yeah, mine's not going to change.
It'll be a very short section, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's have a look at the chat. So we've got Isaac, obviously Luke from Coaster Gen can't make it this week, so he's on holiday. So I hope he's having a
gallivanting in Chroma. Not jealous.
He did. You know what? He did say he was watching. He did say he was going to be watching this week, and I haven't seen him in the chat yet.
He's there. I've seen him right here.
Oh yeah, okay. No, he's there now. He's there. Okay, sorry.
Luke, send us some pictures, mate.
Yeah, we got Isaac in the chat. We got I'm guessing Emma. Yeah, Emma's in the chat from Top Thrill Tourists. We got Cray for Coasters. How we all doing? We got Bradley. We got George. We got
George.
Behemoth is in the chat. We got
Behemoth Trim.
Yes, Behemoth. Yeah, we've got a lot of people in the chat. So yeah, thanks all for joining us.
Wait,
where? I missed
literally just commented.
Oh, okay, right. Mine must be a little bit slower. But hello, Scott. How you doing?
Hello.
So yeah. So how we all been doing, guys? Good week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you just lie and say yes? We're just trying to be polite.
Yes, I've had a great week. How was your week?
Looking forward to the weekend.
My week's been. Do you want to hear about my week now, Jack?
Go on then.
Get off your chest.
This is the section about Sean's week.
This isn't a therapy session, Sean.
Oh, okay.
This is a podcast.
But it's
Sorry.
cheap, so.
Coaster Enthusiast Anonymous.
That's it. So let's
Anyway,
get started
Amanda
on
Thompson.
the next Amanda Thompson.
Amanda Thompson. Yeah, there we go. Segue.
This come as a big shock to a lot of people, didn't it? So I'll get the tweet up. So yeah, this was yesterday, wasn't it? So someone asked, are the turntables going to stay in Valhalla or go in favour of Ben's? We know the answer to this already, but we'll get onto that shortly. But yeah, her response was, I wonder, I only know I am not getting what I wanted.
Valhalla on ice. Is that what she wanted?
I think, yeah. I mean,
Ice skating boats.
What were you thinking though? Are we thinking this is bad? We thinking what?
I don't think so.
I think she had big ideas and the budget was there for it.
Yeah.
For what
I don't think it's anything. It's nothing major, is it? It's just she thought it was going to be something massive, and it's kind of probably not going to be that. Or the constraints of time have stopped them doing what they wanted to do initially, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, for the fact there's been a lot of speculation around the fact that maybe we might get a new soundtrack from Notable Stranger. I mean, we've kind of now had that confirmed, haven't we? With obviously that little sort of snippet that he dropped on Twitter. So at least now we know that's coming, and we obviously know a little bit more about the ride too. So I mean, I'm positive. I think it'll be good. I really do.
I think, yeah. I mean, we're going to show that video in a second about the Notable Stranger because it sounds really good, to be honest. I think. But yeah, I'm on the same. I mean, I'm on kind of the same wavelength as you, Aaron. It's the fact that I don't think this means that much. I think people are reading way too much into this. People tend to think,
as they always do.
That's
the way, isn't it? Yeah.
People are reading too much into it, and they're seeing this tweet as kind of like, they're not happy with what's going on at the minute. But like you say, I think it's more to do with, I had these ideas, I wanted to do this, but it's just not going to be possible. And with the pandemic and stuff, there's going to be budget restraints. There's going to be all sorts of stuff, and I just think it could be anything. It could be like, I wanted this style of boat, but they didn't have them in stock, so we're having it.
It could be like a coloration.
We didn't have them in IKEA.
Like it could be like a paint or something.
I think it's an off-the-cuff remark. It's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Amanda, we all know Amanda uses Twitter. It's just like a casual thing. It's not anything big. So, I think it was just a little off the cuff remark, and everyone's been like, oh my God, Valhalla's in jeopardy. It's not going to be anywhere near as good. And it's like, you know what? Like
Valhalla on ice. Coming soon.
I'm very sentimental about Valhalla. It means a lot to me, and even when it was in its awful state it's been in for the last few years, I still enjoyed the ride. So, to be honest,
that's the thing. I only rode it the first time the year before it closed.
Yeah, so you
and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go.
It was really good.
I got stoked. It's ridiculous how wet you get on that ride.
Oh, as long as they fix that issue,
and the fact that you can't actually drain the boats.
Go on, Joe.
Yeah, swamp, like water that deep in the bottom.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, considering they used to put in the hoses to suck it all out, and it still was like so bad.
Yeah, they couldn't. They didn't have enough time to fully drain it with the hoses.
No. Because the queues it got before, which was insane. Like even on like cold days, like it was still getting mad queues.
Remember that.
I mean, to be honest, I think this might be a good little thing. The fact that get people with low expectations and they'll go in, because the thing is, everyone's got these massive expectations, haven't they? I mean, I think about Valhalla, and I never think that's a safe thing to do with any ride. Is just go in and be like, look, we're just getting a better version of Valhalla, a more updated version. But yeah, as Joe was saying, sorry, Mikhile, have you got anything to add on that?
I mean, as someone who's never ridden Valhalla, I don't really have much expectations to be honest. Like I hear everything that I've heard about this ride is just majorly conflicting against each other. There are some people that love it, some people that hate it, some people that I guess that just like it or are just in the middle and stuff. I just find it funny that it gets you apparently gets you as wet as it does, and it's like that would work for it if it was in, if it was in Florida or in the Caribbean or something like that. No, it's on the coast in Blackpool. That's funny to me. But I mean, like with how much has been with how much that has been talked about its refurbishing and everything, I guess like when I think about it, like I said, I don't really have much emotional connection to it or anything, but I guess with how much effort has been into like the marketing / promo side of its redevelopment, and then they're bringing in the Notable Stranger for the soundtrack and stuff, you got to think that a lot of that whatever product comes of it in 2022, there's going to be a lot of effort being put into it anyway. So it's gonna, like, whether it meets your expectations or not, the expectations of people who have ridden it multiple times and know it inside out and everything, it's gonna be a quality ride of some sort. I think so. I
like you said about the
intrigued as to what it'll be.
Yeah, I like how you said about the low expectations, because people will have high expectations because the amount of time that's passed, right, where this is being done, but a lot of work couldn't have been done in that time. So this is good if this is just an attempt to lower people's expectations. That's just good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's calculated as that much, but I think I do think that if you know what, if we go in there and everything is the same but just working and looks better, and it's a bit darker in there and you can't see the factory roof and stuff, the show building roof, I will be happy with that. Anything else is going to be great. I'm just not going to go in here thinking I'm going to expect like Universal Disney style theming. Like, it's not. I don't think that will happen. If it does, then amazing. But I just can't wait for it to be back. Just having an enclosed indoor water ride is just so unique and just it's amazing. I love it, and themed around Vikings as well. Everything is normally pirates and stuff, isn't it? So
yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? It's really cool, and the fact that Blackpool is.
If there's one thing UK theme parks love, it's pirates and dinosaurs.
yeah.
You notice that?
It is.
That's funny.
And Western themes as well, to be honest.
And Western themes,
I miss that. The Western themes are all going.
Yeah, I like a good Western
awesome.
theme. I really do. But let's have a look at. So we was talking about. The Notable Stranger posting on Twitter this piece of music. He's just working on a portion of it. This doesn't mean this is going to be the music. This could just be like one little, bit of layering of the music. That's all it probably is, really. But let's have a listen to it.
Now, can I go first on this? Considering I have no experience of Valhalla at all, that to me just sounds, again, not knowing like what the music is like in the prior, incarnation of it, that I'm very interested in hearing what the full product is going to be off of that clip. It is just one sound. It is just one sound being made, but it instantly gave me, when I listened to it earlier today, just feelings of just somber, really moody, not necessarily like sinister or like creepy or scary or anything like that, but like just authentic, like somber, melancholy, moody sound. And there's a lot of just authentic and emotion in terms of music just a lot of emotion can be brought out in like how impactful that music will be. I'm very interested to hear what the rest of it's going to be like.
It's cool just seeing like, you know, organic sounds being used rather than just everything being like electronic and like, you know, it's just nice to see that. And to me, that I might be thinking ahead here, but it kind of seems to me, is that a sign that we're getting individual scores in different sections? Like that's really hard to pull off in like, enclosed buildings because, you know, sounds bleed into each other, don't they? But could that be a sign that we're, you know, that could be the lift hill section at the start, or like Luke said, like maybe the backwards drop bit. Could that be like just that bit of music, and then we're going to get, you know, more intense music as we go around? That'd be really cool. I understand if they can't do that because it's such a massive building. And I just don't think you can enclose that ride too much to be able to achieve it. But I don't know. I mean, it's exciting to hear that. It's such a little bit. I know it's so geeky, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I did proper nerd out when I heard it at first. I mean, this is just a nerdy topic. Like,
it really is.
But I mean, what are we all? We're all nerds. It's fine.
Yeah. And to circle back to the original post about asking about the turntables. And Luke saying about backwards drop, there has been testing footage of a boat going on to what is a turntable.
So this was uploaded by Theme Park Mad. He filmed this testing of the boat, so we can see the new boats a little bit there. There was at least 2 boats going around. Really, it's just good to see it going again and seeing that water flowing down, isn't it?
When was this?
Yeah, definitely.
It's August 22nd.
So not long ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it just me, or does it look like that particular section right there? And in terms of the exterior, it looks like it's actually had some work done to it as well. It looks
I think it's just been cleaned
as well.
Cleaning does wonders, right?
I mean, but it looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Because it did. The facade didn't get. It wasn't that long ago that it got all refurbished, was it really? So I think it'd be interesting if they did redo it all. But yeah, I think it's just a little bit of cleaning. But it's just nice to see it going around, and just the more of it I see, the more excited I am. And you know what? Like, we are so close to the end of the year. I know it's harsh to say, but it's coming up fast, and I think it's going to be here before we know it. Yeah. I'm even starting to see bloody Christmas adverts, which is mad.
As my colleague says, once you're in the burrs, the year's basically over. It just goes so quickly.
Yeah, no, so true. But I think that's all the Valhalla news we have. Have we got any comments about it? So okay, so Emma's saying saw it myself last week. Was very excited to see it still go backwards. Yeah, it really exciting. And
one question answered, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want to know more information, it might be a bit of a cursed app, but TikTok, follow Pleasure Beach on TikTok. They have so many videos on there about the Adam Slevin, who's like the creative lead on this. He's been interviewed and he's given off some little details about what's going to be happening. Still going to be fire effects. He said that the track layout is the same, but there may be some slight differences. So we know that much. So yeah, if you want to see more about it, follow him on TikTok if that's nice. What you're into.
And then let me know what you find over there, so I don't have to go on TikTok.
That just reminds me of when all the theme parks went for a full-on Snapchat push and doing Snapchat stories.
Yeah. Well,
I've noticed they kind of jump on socials.
They look. So Luke's saying he thinks they look the same. They don't look the same to me. The front.
One of them's missing. Like headpiece.
I mean, I might be completely wrong here. I don't pay that much attention, but
I've only seen them once, so
they look slightly different to me. They look more I don't know. They just look. They don't look like ships. They look like more boaty.
I thought you were going to say they don't look like shit. Then
no, the old boats looked more like they went straight down, and these look like they come out slightly. But maybe I'm just.
No, it has. Yeah, the old boats had like kind of like a dragon head. It looks like that was painted. It wasn't metal. The new
I mean, they might be
based.
They might be based on the old boats and just slightly changed. That would make more sense to me because, like, why change the design of the boats? But there is no way in hell they're gonna keep them boats when they were just so broken. Like, they were so broken. They had holes in them.
You also need updated restraint systems on them as well, though.
So that's not a concern of mine. They definitely will have brand new boats. And I'll be happy if they look exactly the same. I'll be happy. Scott was saying that. But yeah, Scott, let us know. Do you think they're the same boats? Like, do they look the same? I'm trying to look at pictures here, and they look slightly different to me. But yeah, anyway, have we got anything else on Valhalla, or shall we move on? 22 minutes already. Jesus. This is what happens when Luke's not here.
Time flies.
Season pass offer, which first time actually hearing about this. Again, staying on Blackpool.
That literally dropped today, didn't it?
Yeah.
Was it today? Was it? Yeah.
What is?
Yeah. So the season passes for 2022 are now on at a discounted price throughout all of September for £99. And then if you're a current pass holder, you can, I think you were emailed a link where you can get them for £90.
Yes,
I think it was. Yeah, because I got that email earlier today. So,
which is great. Great value, I think.
Yeah, it's great value. I'm good to them. Got any money? It's always the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm exactly the same. Trust me, really.
I've said it before, but the fact that I got my season pass this year for £40 because we only had half a season last year. Yeah, we got our season pass this year for £40, and so I'm like, I've made money, I think. So I'll definitely be renewing 100%.
Good, my money's all tied up in other things right now. Otherwise, I'd have bought one today.
Well, you've got until the end of September to do it.
I had to buy shit shirts, didn't I? You know.
Oh no, no, shush, mate. We're not talking about that. All right. No, we're not. Shush. We're not talking about it, mate. Stop.
I will say, Craig Facosa just said something in the chat that I was going to bring up as well. I saw a comparison made on Twitter earlier today with Paulton's Park's price for the season pass being £185 in comparison to in comparison to the fact that I paid £125 for my season pass for this year. Obviously for Pleasure Beach season pass this year I paid £125 for it. Paulton's is selling theirs for next year for £185. You can compared to I suppose after September Pleasure Beach's season pass price is going to go up to its normal price of whatever. It might go up to 125 again. That's crazy. Now I've never been to Paulton's before. It does look like a super high quality family park, but I'm not paying £185 for a season pass to go there.
Like
I live 4.5 hours away, so I'm going to buy one anyway.
Looking at the Merlin annual pass renewals, gold renewal is 159, platinum is 229. Yes, that's expensive, but you've got all of the Merlin parks.
Yeah.
Paulton's Park, 185 just to get into the one park.
That's because people will disagree with me, right? People will disagree with me, and I think Merlin Annual Pass is probably too cheap. For what you're getting, I'm not complaining.
I mean, especially the monthly. monthly
Like,
pay.
Yeah, I've got a monthly one.
Yeah,
all
same.
them parks and all their midway attractions as well, and
as well.
everything. Like it's mad, mad how much value. So that's what makes me laugh when people go, Merlin, they're just money grabbers. It's like they're not. Like they.
I mean, I could just go into London and just go on just on a day, just randomly go.
You
to
can get
attractions.
fast pass. You can go right to London, go to the London Eye, see that massive queue that stretches down the street, and you can go to the front of it. No pre-booking. Go to the front of the line, get escorted straight onto it, and pay nothing. Like that, and people are like, they're just taking all that. No, they.
And then you can go do the exact same at Madame Tussauds.
Like, stop moaning about a £10 flipping scare maze.
Yeah,
like it just blows my mind. But anyway, that's
seeing that.
I agree.
Portland's Park 185 for renewal compared to what essentially was now platinum. The premium.
I wish Marcus Thrill Riders was in the chat, because he made a good point, and he like works with the park, and I won't, like, he was saying how like Portland's, they don't have fast pass on purpose, and that's why you'll never get in crazy queues at Portland's Park, because like that's why their entrance fee is like a little bit more than like a lot of other parks, you know what I mean? So because you go in there, they don't ever charge fast passes, and you're never going to be in crazy ass queues for things. You'll always guaranteed to get on stuff. And I think 185, it is pretty steep when you're comparing it to other parks, but also are them parks just got cheap fast passes? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's been this whole debate, even like with Cedar Point, hasn't there, how they're offering these new £99 season passes.
That's a whole other issue.
There is a problem when you start selling fast passes too cheap, is that the customer service ultimately fails. If you charge a premium for it, only the people who want them passes are going to pay for it. You'll get a better service, and you know, it's one of them. But I don't know. If you're a big diehard fan of Portland's Park and you really like going to the park and you live close, it probably is worth it. But I don't know. It still seems expensive.
Yeah, it's because I think Blackpool is Pleasure Beach is the outlier with how much value you get for a season pass to one park.
Yeah,
like. I don't know about any season pass information for other parks like Pleasurewood Hills, Pleasureland Southport, or like any of the other smaller regional parks around the country. But like you said, Sean, with the Merlin, with the Merlin annual passes, you're getting that value for not only every park under the Merlin branch in the country, but all the other midways as well. You're getting so many different properties underneath that one price. To charge £185 for a season pass for one park and have it not be, you know, Portland's Park is developing at an exponential rate over the past few years, but like still, like I don't know how it measures up to the likes of Towers and Thorpe and Chessington in terms of amount of revenue and footfall and, like, you know, capacity and stuff like that. But like, to charge 185 for a park, perhaps a step down in that sense. It's just to me it's just a bit questionable. In from the perspective of Portland's, it can be seen as betting on yourself. And I mean, like, the high quality of the investments that they've been getting, the money for them has to come from somewhere. Because like you said, they don't charge for fast passes. I don't know what other kind of things they charge for. I don't know about like their any locker rental services or baggage storage when you're on rides and stuff like that. You know, a lot of parks, you know, cash in there. That money has to come from somewhere. So like, I kind of see both sides of it.
I see. Yeah, I think it's up to the business that they might look at it and go, do you know what? Like, season passes, annual passes make not much sense to us because we're doing okay for footfall. It's actually making us a decent amount of money. We can keep investing and expanding the park. So if we offer annual pass, it will be in our favor, so we'll make sure that it's worth our time. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a reason why Merlin stopped selling the annual passes, because they probably just got overwhelmed with everyone just asking a million questions over lockdown and stuff, and even when they were like, we're freezing it, everyone's still going, I want to cancel. They're like, we're freezing your passes. Like, it was probably just like a lot of money just to manage that, like just to manage it, like just the amount of annual passes they have. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
also, Jamie's just Jamie's just joined. What's up, Jamie? He's said something in the chat, which is a good point actually. Saying that he thinks it comes down to the fact that parks are actively looking to reduce. Portland's might be actively looking to reduce pass holder numbers moving forward, because day ticket guests will bring in more revenue overall, and they will. They will. Yeah. So like, it is. It's that's something other I feel like other parks need to consider as well, in terms of, like you said, Sean, you alluded to the guest experience at some other parks. Parks being too crowded because things are too cheap and stuff. I mean, yeah. Cedar Point is the number one culprit of that with their gold pass and stuff.
What is it like? You could expect 3 to 5 hour wait times for like Steel Vengeance right now.
It's stupid. Like, it's absolutely stupid.
That is
like that. I know it's Steel Vengeance, but it's not like what is that's like opening day.
The thing is, that's only the start. The thing is, that's only the start of it though. Like the top 5 or 6 coasters are all getting stupid. Like, at least like 1 to 2 hour lines because of just because of the sheer amount of people in the park.
Yeah.
Like,
and this is the risk that we have, where like it's counterproductive for us to be sitting here going they're too cheap, because I personally don't want them to be more expensive.
Yeah.
But also
it's a tricky line to tread.
But also I want to have a bit of pride about our parks and be like, I want them to be the best they can. I want the best investments. I mean, we haven't had a major coaster in this country since 2018, but even before that, it was like a long time since we had, like, the Smiler was before 2018. Like we it's so slow, and now because of what's happened, it's going to be even more. So that has me thinking it's like maybe the average guest at Alton Towers and probably Thorpe Park as well are paying £25 entry. Like, that's cheaper than all the little local parks like Drayton Manor, Portland's Park. Like that just, it blows my mind that they can charge that low of money. I don't know, like I say, I don't necessarily agree with it being higher, but then it's like, if we want to have better stuff, it's a weird one, isn't it?
From somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere.
The money has to come from somewhere.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Like Isaac said in the chat, like, they're all business at the end of the day, and if we want them to keep adding in investments of quality, then quality investments aren't cheap. I
don't know if it's a good. I mean, is it a good way to go? Saying, Portland's kind of thing where it's like, no one does fast pass, so we have, like, respectable queue times, because Cedar Point are suffering a lot because like so many people are buying the fast passes. So the fast pass queue is still like 45 minutes to an hour. Like,
they're buying the gold passes, the fast passes. The price of the fast passes are going up and up and up, and like the season long fast lane passes that you can get for Cedar Point now, like, those prices are astronomical. It's the gold passes that are doing the damage.
That's that's the £99 season pass. Yeah. So it's one of them, and you think of a park like Cedar Point, it's one of them, isn't it?
Just saw.
Sorry, no, just that comment. That comment.
Ultimate VR coaster.
So
the
ultimate
VR coaster.
Bradley said at the same time. Bradley is saying, but at the same time, Drayton Manor is only like £100, and I'm also to mention that I don't know if Portland's Park are doing this right, but with Drayton, if you buy the season pass on the day you visit, you get the amount of money you pay deducted from that season pass. So if you paid like £35, that's deducted from the season pass. So you get your day free, which I think is a really good little extra.
That's similar to what Thorpe and Towers.
That's like what Towers
were doing with their park specific season pass.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like upgrade your day ticket to a season pass for however much.
These yearly passes and stuff should be like a premium kind of thing, shouldn't they?
Yeah. And honestly, like they are premium when you take into account of like family. Like I never take into account of like, okay, if you're buying your kids the passes and stuff like that, so it will add up. But surely you should only be buying these passes if you're hardcore. Like I'm gonna be there like 3 times a month. Like if you're not gonna be doing that,
like me.
Yeah, like me with Pleasure Beach this year.
Yeah, me at Towers every Sunday.
So Scott saying, Scott Pleasure Beach Experience is saying, first time I did see the point, it was under £70 a day for the Fast Lane Plus, and we walked onto everything. Too expensive now.
Wow.
But it's almost like it's what like Portaventura is like as well, isn't it? Because they stop bloody yawning, bro.
You set me up in a minute.
Are we sending you asleep, mate?
No, it's like you've been working all day.
Are you bored of us?
You keep hair in the corner.
No, it's because where I work, we do a very high volume of jobs. So today was actually a very long day.
What's that, mate? What is that? The world's smallest violin.
And what's this? Me not giving a fuck about what you just said.
All right, guys.
Time out.
Back to Scott's thing about fast passes getting really expensive. Yeah, when I went to see the point in 2019, I paid, I think it was something around $90 for Fast Lane Plus for the first day, and that felt like a lot. And that was Fast Lane Plus. That was like unlimited Fast Lane for the entire day. Yeah, that was around about. I think it was under $100, and now it's way above that. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Well, it was like I was going to say about Portaventura. How if you go on like peak times, you have no option but to buy like their fast pass option.
Yeah,
because it's just unbearable. Otherwise, it's they just prioritize their fast lane,
and that's just the thing. They kind of have to offset the fact that so many people are coming into the park via the gold passes now. So like if with the influx of people coming in to the park, like if all of those guests, well, not all of them, but like if a solid amount of those guests are getting fast lane because it's more affordable. The fast lane lines get run up. It becomes not even fast lane anymore because you might be waiting longer in the fast lane line than you are in the normal standby line. And then some parks resort to doing whole trains full of fast lane guests to offset the line, to get rid of the line. And then the people in the normal standby lines, having to, they'll get to, some of them might get to the front of the line and then see a whole train get filled up with people who have effectively skipped their line that they've had to wait. It's just not a good recipe at all. So like on the face of it, I see both sides of increasing the price of fast lane.
It's just, it's one of these where I don't think any park has got it down to a perfect science. I feel like, saying that, I feel like Disney got it down pretty well. But then like we're going to come on to Genie Plus.
Speaking of that,
soon, not just yet.
Not quite yet. We'll get to it.
That would have been perfect.
We tangenced so hard on this one, but to sum it up is that very good. Not £90 for renewals, £99 for an annual pass at Pleasure Beach. Good, such good money, and obviously you get discounts inside the park as well. So it's great if you're someone who buys a lot of merch and food and stuff. You're going to get that as well. And I think the customer service, what I've experienced at Pleasure Beach is really, really good as well. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get on. We're going to come on to Pleasure Beach Experience Weekender soon. But just before that is this Saturday is the first Oktoberfest at Pleasure Beach. Very excited about this. Obviously, we've all the parks are kicking off with Oktoberfest. Let's raise a beer
be drinking,
or just raise a apple juice or something. If you're not but yeah, I really enjoyed Oktoberfest last year, so I'm going to play you a little video. If you don't know Oktoberfest,
Can you remember
it? Just about. I remember a lot. There's a lot I didn't film as well, so. But I did. I think this summarizes Oktoberfest pretty well. So I'll play this one of my little montages from last year.
That answers your question.
Cheeky bit of promo at the end there.
all parks still there brought to you by.
You know what?
If you like that cinematic, then please subscribe to Park.
That was the first ever cinematic, and since then.
But no, I thought it summed it up pretty well in terms of like just the general vibe. It's like Pleasure Beach, what you expect, but with added like Bavarian fun, and you get proper. No other park is doing this. You get proper steins, like the actual correct size steins. Like all the other ones,
the 2 liter ones, is it?
Yeah, guys, Brewdog. Is that layer cake?
Yeah,
Joe. Is that layer cake?
Yep, certainly is.
There you go.
For those who can't see, it's a Brewdog layer cake.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Merlin parks. I remember last year when I went to the Oktoberfest and they said Stein, and I've been to a lot of like Oktoberfest events, and I was expecting a Stein, and it wasn't a Stein; it was a pint. Like
it was.
So, yeah.
I'm fairly certain it was just over a pint. I think.
Yeah, a little
when
bit,
it was
maybe,
measured, but it was not much, and it was plastic as well.
Yeah,
I mean, on a Stein, you get a proper good glass.
Yeah, to be fair, the
worth about 5 drinks.
Yeah,
I get why it's plastic though.
Yeah, to be fair, though, the Oktoberfest I've been to, like the events that this one that's local to me, they just set up a massive marquee, but they're always plastic because you get so drunk that if they were glass, it could get pretty, especially at a theme park. You don't want to be handing out glass.
The whole floor would just turn into a massive recycling bin. Like there's just broken glass everywhere.
I don't think it's a wise idea serving glass. But
I would like to just once feel like Thor, just smash the glass down and shout another.
That has to be done now.
We're not condoning this kind of behaviour. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah, because if you do that with these plastic ones, they'll just bounce and you'll just look like an idiot.
You just
bounce and probably hit you.
Just knock you out. Like.
Yeah.
Another.
But so Oktoberfest, I'm really looking forward to it. Not really much else to say. I think it's pretty similar to last year. The hub is opening back up, which is, in that central part by the fountains where Wild Mouse used to be, RIP. But it's a really nice little area, and it wasn't that busy last year when I went there. And it's a great event. Bavarian Stompers are the entertainment. They are so fun. They're so funny. Really, really good performances. But yeah, I hope everyone's excited for that because I'll definitely be doing that a few times.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they're not only bringing it back, but they're bringing it back on the weekend that we're going to be there for the PBE weekend. Because like I like off the back of your vlog and just like seeing the footage of it from last year, and the quality of the time I had at Alton Towers' Oktoberfest last year. I was gutted I couldn't get to Pleasure Beaches last year, so I'm super glad that I'm going to be able to see everything there.
Yeah, it's a nice surprise. Didn't think it was happening today.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of assumed it was going to, but I didn't know like how soon it was gonna like kick in, and then kick off. That's the right word. Kick in.
All going to kick off this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to kick off, mate.
That's it.
But I think the Thorpe is Oktoberfest really nice. Alton Towers is like really nice nice atmosphere and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want an authentic like Oktoberfest, like kind of knees up, Pleasure Beach is the perfect place to do that, in my opinion. It has that atmosphere anyway, and the fact that you're allowed to walk around with the pints and stuff, that no one will tell you off. I mean, you're probably not allowed to do it, but I got on the Pleasure Beach Express with my Stein, so they were fine with it. So it's just a little bit more kind of relaxed, and it's really good. So shall we move on to PBE Weekender? So Pleasure Beach Experience are putting on a club event. It's gonna be absolutely mental. It's gonna start. Well, it's technically starting Friday. Because we have some things going on. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So much planned for this event. And I hope Scott doesn't mind me saying this, the numbers, but there's over 100 people attending. Like over 100 people attending.
That's which is people.
For a club event is blowing my mind. So it's going to be a great social event, people coming together. Mikhile, you got your ticket, didn't you?
I did
last
month. It wasn't looking like I was like I found out about this. When I first found out about this event, it was already sold out. So I had no sort of like hopes of being there. I had made no plans for it, and then I got told that some people had dropped out. So like I shot Scott a message and was able to grab one.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll be there for the whole weekend. I can't wait. It'll be the first time I've gone to a PBE event of any kind. It's going to be awesome to see all you guys, see Scott, see the rest of the PBE crew and everyone else there, and just get involved in all of the antics that'll go down.
It's going to be a bit crazy because there's going to be obviously like we're all going to come together for the certain events, but obviously I think people are going to probably split off in their separate parts. But there's so many people I want to see and hang out with. I don't know what's going to happen. Are we all going to walk around in a massive crew? I'm so sorry. I'm so gassy right now.
I know so many people going. It's going to be tiring. but enjoyable.
Saturday, let's go.
I think when it's going to be tiring, but you'll get like I feel like when you're at these things,
it's worth
like,
it.
Your adrenaline kicks in, doesn't it? And you just you get into it because everyone's just having a nice time, and you just power through.
Log flume antics on Saturday.
It's going to be amazing.
We're gonna get this is gonna happen. Apparently Mike's been promised 1 point for every lap he does.
I low key want to be in that boat. just for the hilarity aspect of it, like that will be so funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
That will be so funny.
So in terms of what's planned, we've got a guaranteed night. Well, we say guaranteed, but with Big One, nothing's guaranteed. But if it's running, we got a guaranteed night ride on it on the Friday. Then we do we got ERT on Nick Streak, Blue Flyer. We're walking around Icon's Garden. Which just walking around Icon's Garden, like that's gonna be so nice. That's gonna be mental.
Yeah.
We're walking the Pleasure Beach Express as well, and I've done a portion of that. Yeah, I've done a portion of that when we did the walk, the Woody, and it feels so, like you think, oh, well, you ride around on it, so why is it gonna? But it's just weird to walk it and just take it all in, and being that close to everything can. It's some of the best views in the park. So.
I'll go on the
Oh, Mikhile, you are on the log flume.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be great.
You should just put. Mike is still asking me to find people willing to go on log flume with him.
Hey, yo, I'm down.
You can have my Drayton Manor poncho if you want from from last weekend, mate.
Mate, that served you well on the weekend. I might just take you up on that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're doing that. We've got we're riding Icon before it opens to the public as well. That's going to be awesome as well. So just getting extra ride time on all these rides and with everyone as well, like takeovers. Like honestly, taking over a ride with other enthusiasts is one of the most fun things you can do. Like it's just the energy is insane, isn't it?
You talking about an adrenaline rush. That late night riding that I spent with you and Joe and Emma and Carl from Top Full Taurus and everyone else. Like the adrenaline was going on there, and I was the only sober one. It was hard to not get involved.
The fact that there was another group who were you can tell who are enthusiasts, who are not, and this group of lads were not enthusiasts, and they were like joining in with us, and it was so funny.
Yeah,
that was the funniest thing, and then it was just like after we was just kind of like it got crazy, but it was good. It was good. I love it. Really expect breakfast is included as well. Wow, that's even you can't moan at that, can you?
Got to be a full English.
It's just going to be one of them unique experiences you're not going to have again. Even if something what's similar, it's not going to be the same, So it's just going to be amazing in that aspect.
It's not quite a full English. It's just a sausage sandwich.
Just a sausage sandwich.
And
a coffee, mate. If you have a full
coffee,
it's a light snack.
I never said I'm not super appreciative of it. But
you said only a sausage sandwich, mate.
I've been given spoons before. It's fine.
No, but like if I can't do, I'm not a breakfast person really, so I have to have a small breakfast because if I have a big English breakfast before a park
gutbuster breakfast.
I need to go. I need to have a nap halfway through the day.
Yeah,
that's enough for me. But really looking forward to it. And if you are there this weekend, just let us know in the chat. I think because it's the first big event since all this crap happened, this is going to be it's just going to be really good. It's really going to be a really nice vibe.
I just feel like it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of energy, just amongst everybody. It's going to be one to remember, for sure.
I'm just going to quickly answer this question because it's kind of off topic, but everyone's thoughts on park vibes this year?
I didn't get down to it.
No, neither did I.
I really enjoyed it as an event. It's not an event. So this is what I was trying to say to Joe. It's not an event. It's kind of just like a vibe. It's a good name for it. It is a vibe. It's a summer vibe. It's not an event.
Yeah. I mean, Towers did it to somewhat. Like they've had a summer, but they haven't been so like loud about it and stuff, and they've not really advertised it that much. But I really like it. My only issue with it is I thought that the sound on the rides were really well done, and I really like it. Like Rumba Rapids and Getting Fishy with it, really, really well. My only issue is like I also really like the original soundtracks. And if it was only like I don't know if it's going to be every year. When are you actually going to hear the original soundtracks now? Because we've got park vibes. This isn't anything against like Archie, who like honestly done such a good job on it. But we've got Oktoberfest now, so park vibes is going to be changed. Oktoberfest is going to be changed.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have Fright Nights.
So it changes again.
So next year, are we only going to have like 1 month of actual like the original like stealth soundtrack?
Yeah,
like
the original soundtrack.
Like, there's got to be, if it's okay for people who are used to it, but if you're visiting that park for the first time now, like, what soundtrack are you going to hear? Like,
yeah,
that's the only thing.
The mic drop one was all right, but it was good. Sorry, but after
I liked it. Yeah,
5 or 10 times of hearing that throughout the park, it's like okay.
I like the fact that Thorpe do it. It's one of the best. It's one of the best things they do is change them. But also we have to have some we have to have a good amount of time where we still hear like.
I will say this in regards to that, and it is heavily dependent on how late the park stays open during the Park Vibes months or the summer months or whatever. But just going off the back of my memory of Busch Gardens Williamsburg when they do summer nights in the summer, obviously, they have all their original music for their areas and rides go on until 6 p.m. in the evening, and then from 6 p.m. onwards they play the summer nights music. So they play. It's just a playlist of popular tunes just playing in each area, throughout the evening. But you only hear those from 6 p.m. onwards. Yeah. The rest of the day prior to that is all the original music. I think in there. Park Vibes, that could be a strategy that they could take on.
Park Vibes, it kicks in at 12, I think. So after 12, that's when. But me, I don't rush to get to a park, like especially Thorpe. I've been to hundreds of times. Like maybe if I was someone who didn't go there that much, because I know it's a bit more of a journey for a lot of you. But for me, I'll get there. But yeah, I can't say I'm not I think I'm more thinking about people who are really big Thorpe fans as well. Like I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of someone I love. Nemesis, the original Nemesis soundtrack, for example. If that started getting tampered with and I couldn't actually just go and listen to the normal soundtrack, that would annoy me a little bit.
I'm with you.
I do sympathise with people who are moaning about it a little bit, and I really don't think it's any disrespect to Archie, who I think what they've done is amazing. I really liked the mic drop. I really liked Rumba Rapids. I really liked the Nemesis Inferno, but I think it's also nice to have a month in between where we can just listen to the normal soundtracks again. Or
just mix it up as well, mix both of them so there's a bit of both, so you're not always hearing the same thing. But that's interesting.
I feel like
only have them play on weekends, maybe.
I feel like a few years back when they did the Lionsgate Fright Nights and they had the whole director, there was a point in the day where they transitioned their audio over. And it was like an event, everything kind of
So
the lights shut down, and then the floodlights came on. The audio cut to the
with Fright Nights. I think they do that. Yeah, they still do that. So it's 3 p.m.
Oh, really?
Fright Nights. So that works. That works because I kind of
they do a whole kind of event of cutting it to the Fright Nights audio. It's pretty cool,
like America.
But we're gonna have a whole summer from now on, are we, where we don't hear the original soundtracks, and that's the most visited time. But I guess not many people. If you're someone who's just a casual goer to Thorpe Park, it probably doesn't mean that much. So maybe I'm just talking out my.
But your honest opinion.
Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But
you think it's going to be a yearly thing, though? Really,
Park
the whole of it
really well for him. I think.
And I mean, with the audio and everything.
I don't see why not, because I think for me the standout
now that they've got it commissioned.
I think the standout thing for me about Park Vibes was the audio. I was a big fan of it. But I'm not going to lie and say I haven't rushed back really, because I felt like I did it. We didn't have the best time there because it was really rainy and we didn't see hardly any of the entertainment. But I kind of got the gist of it. But I didn't rush back to it. But that's just because I'm not I know a lot of people are big fans of Thorpe, but to me, it's probably not even in my top 3 parks in the UK. But that's just me. But anyway, I need to stop talking about mate. What was he even talking about? Sorry, that was meant to be a little.
I feel like that was about PBEs and Oktoberfest.
No, we've moved off that now. Let's go back onto Drayton Manor, right? Manor.
Trips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it's your trip. You talk about it.
I didn't go.
I don't know which one of us was gonna start off with it. So I had the wonderful privilege of being showed around Drayton Manor on Saturday by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sean Dyer. And yeah, it was an it was a really good time. Just first of all, getting to hang out with a good friend, and just seeing a new park. I don't know how I have lived less than 2 hours away from Drayton my basically my entire life and never been to Drayton Manor before. but such it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, my first impressions were I got there a little bit before, a little bit earlier than Sean did, and I just, I had a look around the park before I met up with him, and I really liked it. It was it's a nice little park. It's very scenic in places. You can tell it is very pretty small. It's a pretty small park, but I mean, for what it has there, they've done well in presenting what they have, and are continuing to do well now, being owned by Loopings. And it kind of reminded me of a much better executed Flamingo Land, in the sense that they're very family based. Obviously, they have their selection of bigger thrill rides here and there, and then obviously Adventure Cove is like a step up in terms of theming quality and just like area presentation quality. But it did kind of remind me of just like I said, a better executed Flamingo Land, which I like. It's very nice amongst the the Merlin monopoly of this country to see smaller parks like Drayton Manor and obviously Polton's as well.
Nice.
Kind of rise to a bit of prominence in the sense of just establishing themselves with high quality investments and just kind of saying we're here. And they are kind of, I don't really see them as competing with the Merlin parks, just because they're not bringing in anywhere near as much guests into the parks, and they're not dealing with the kind of capacity that the likes of a Towers or even a Thought that's much smaller are dealing with, or Chessington. But they serve the regional local markets themselves, and the likes of Drayton and Polton's are doing a real with these investments, and evidently with how busy the park was on Saturday, are doing a good job of serving that the market local to them. So despite the fact that it was really busy on the Saturday, I still had a really good time. I'm looking forward to getting back down there, if anything, to just clean up the creds that I missed.
Yeah.
Kyle, did you experience the haunting?
I did.
One sec.
What do you think?
One sec. Theme park enthusiasts. We're going to come on to that in a minute about G-Force. But we'll just get Mikhile's opinions first on what he's done. So yeah, did we do the haunting, Mikhile?
We did the haunting. It was the first thing we did.
So I got to the park a little bit later. Even though I live so close, I had a few errands to run. So by the time I got there was loads of traffic, but Mikhile got there a little bit earlier. So I got into the park. I was in the overflow car park, which I have not been in for years. So then that was the point. I was like, this is going to be busy. Yeah. Yeah. So I come in the second gate, which is like the kind of like the hotel gate that people go into. It's like further up from the main car park. And I rang Mikhile and I said, where are you? And he's like, I'm by Shockwave. And I was like, I'm just going to check. And I thought, I'm going to go down Shockwave, but I'll check the haunting, because the problem with the haunting is it does 15-minute dispatches. So it's like a whole cycle. So it takes a long time. The queue kind of looks short, but it actually takes a long time. Yeah. I went to the haunting. It was like no queue whatsoever. And I was like, this is unheard of.
Window of opportunity.
I rang Mikhile. I think I rang Mikhile 8 times because he was not answering his phone, and I was like, answer. And I was like, get up to the haunting now because this is the only opportunity we're going to have do it today.
Nice.
I can't remember if I had my camera in my hand, but like my phone was in my pocket, and like my phone doesn't vibrate when it rings, even when it's not on silent. So like, I missed
Mikhile.
No, I walked over, but I mean, like, eventually I managed to see that. Oh shit, he's called me like 8 times. Let me call him back.
The haunting deserves a jog at least, mate.
Yeah. But we got on the haunting, and
what
did you think?
I thought it was. I enjoyed it. You alluded to some changes or modifications coming to it.
You can't say anything what I told you, like please.
Beep.
I mean that's all I was planning to say. But
Jim, so you're talking about the previous changes, 2016.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
So obviously haunting got refurbed in like 2016. So it made it so much better because they changed it to like a vampire theme for a little bit, and to me that just fell flat on its arse. Like it did not work. And now they've changed it. I think that pre-show, the 3 pre-shows are so strong, and they normally have a lot more smoke.
House, by the way?
Yeah, it's the lady in the because it's the woman now. Because it used to be
she's so creepy. She really is.
Yeah, she is creepy. And there used to be like a priest in the portrait, but like what used to happen was the portrait that you see on the wall that's talking to you, it used to be like kind of like a screen, and then it would go transparent, and then you'd see this actual. Well, no, it's not spoilers because it's gone. Like, it's not there anymore, mate. It's not
spoilers.
Spoilers if you want to watch the YouTube video of the past.
Spoilers.
There used to be a vicar or priest in it, and it used to be a proper animatronic. And I heard from a very good authority. Not from the park, but from someone who's like a super fan. Is the reason they had to change that was because the royal family saw it and were not on board with having a haunted, possessed priest in it. But that was really, really. That was like I love that.
One is not amused.
Yeah, one is not amused. But yeah, like
immediately.
I just think it's got a really good atmosphere in it, and it normally has more smoke in it. Like when last time I did it, it had a lot of smoke in that pre-show, and I
remember you mentioning that, and I don't remember feeling like it was missing anything. So I don't know if I'd experienced it previously with smoke and then experienced it then on Saturday, I would have thought, oh, it's missing the smoke. But obviously not knowing that there was supposed to be smoke in there. It didn't feel to me like it was missing anything. I really enjoyed the pre-show.
Yeah. I think it's like mad just to have like a small part like that, to have such a good dark ride. You know, obviously it's easy to compare it against Hex. It's just a lot bigger, especially the Madhouse section. But like for a local park to have a dark ride like that. Yeah, they are very different rides. Different rides.
That animatronic that popped up at the end of the Madhouse section made me laugh so much.
It's funny, isn't it, man? I love that. That is a spoiler, but that's okay. So it's good.
The question is, did you get a bonus?
Yeah. No, we didn't go on it. We didn't go on that, unfortunately.
You missed out.
Yeah.
You have to do it next time.
Well, we are going to go we're going to go midweek next time, where we can just like get onto stuff, because, like I say, it was very busy. We had to strategically choose our rides, unfortunately. But if you go midweek, you can pretty much get on everything very easily. So what was your thoughts on Apocalypse, mate?
Oh, Apocalypse was so good. Anyone that knows me knows that well, that's not a lot of people, to be honest. But I am a really big fan. I'm a really big fan of Intamin's second gen drop towers. So like Apocalypse, Hurricane Condor at Portaventura, and a bunch of other ones that I've been on, because they give to me they give the truest form of actual free fall on a drop tower. Now I've not been there are a lot of drop towers from different manufacturers that I haven't been on. So like just of the ones that I've experienced, I like the second gen ones the most because, like I said, like it feels so accurate to the feeling of just falling. But Apocalypse is a great drop tower. Like I really enjoyed it. It's funny because as me and Sean were talking whilst we were getting rides in on it, we're thinking that the smaller drop towers sometimes offer a better experience than taller ones, because like we kind of we got nerdy in conversation and broke it down into like 3 sections. So you've got like the initial feeling of dropping down it, and you've got like the break portion at the end where you like sort of fall back into your seat, and then on the taller ones there's just that massive section in the middle where you're kind of just there. There's no real feeling of like falling off anything or like slamming into anything. It's just you kind of just floating there and stuff. And I've been on a couple second gen drop towers that are really small, but they gave a better sense of free fall than a lot of taller drop towers that I've done, purely because they minimize that bit in the middle. So it's like the focus is on falling and then like breaking at the end. Apocalypse, I thought, was kind of, because it's not quite 200 feet tall. It's like 170 something feet tall or something like that. It's like you get the bit at the start, and then just it's speeding up as it went down and stuff. You get a little bit of the sense of like free fall, of just like floating there, and then it breaks. Like it kind of gave you the right. Yeah, it kind of gave you the right amount of each sort of section of a drop tower experience, and are really high quality as well. So I thought it was great. We did both sides. They only had two of the 5 sides open. They had stand up flawless and sit down flawless open. We did both of those. They were both awesome. So yeah, I'm so super glad that that I got to get on it.
Thoughts on Shockwave?
Did you get a Maelstrom then, by the way?
Yeah, we did. Talk about Shockwave first, and then we'll get into Maelstrom. Shockwave was good. Cray Coaster's in the chat. I think she asked me on Twitter whether I thought it was good or not. I said it was good, weird, but good.
That's the best. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like,
from my experience, I still enjoyed it.
If you position yourself properly, like, and you know what to expect, like, you can make it a comfortable experience. Well, maybe not like not uncomfortable experience. And yeah, like this. So I've done a few stand-up coasters, like here, there, and everywhere, and this is obviously the only one with a 0G roll in it. So that was super weird to experience. I'd kind of forgotten how much force you feel in your legs, like specifically on stand-up coasters, especially one with high positive G-force. Like you really feel all of that just on your legs and stuff. And then the 0G roll was super weird, but in a good way though. Like it was a feeling I wasn't expecting, but like I didn't really know how to brace, because like you've been on enough sit down coasters that go through 0G rolls. You know how it feels, don't you? You know how to brace your body for that sensation. On a stand up coaster, you don't really know how to brace properly.
I think air time just feels so weird when you're like that type of air time on standing up. It's just bizarre. Like it's so weird.
Yeah,
and you can't really emulate that. There's nothing else to compare it to unless you do another stand up with a zero G.
Exactly.
It's just really weird. It's really
a bit hard, but like.
So something I'll say though was like I was mega impressed with even though Shockwave Oz was on one train.
Oh yeah,
and the queue was coming out of the building. If you know Drayton, like seeing Shockwave's queue coming out of the building you're like, that's trouble. We waited for like maximum 40 minutes. It was just constantly moving, weren't it? We hardly standing still. And I think I'd say that for most of the queues that day. I'm not used to queuing that much.
Looking back on that now, that's weird to me. Like, I don't understand how the queue was moving so quick when the ride was on one train.
That's mad, isn't it?
It was surprising in the moment, but even now looking back at it, I was just like, how was that even like? Surely the queue should be moving one train of people at a time. But yeah, I mean, it was a welcome. Surprise.
We were chatting the whole way in the queue, and then halfway through it, we were just like, "We've moved a lot. Like, what is going on?" Like,
it was. I'd probably say the weirdest part of it was just the restraints. Like, I wasn't expecting the restraints to be how they were, because it's like for anyone that hasn't ridden Shockwave, it's
you put it on like a suit jacket.
Yeah, if you think of like a normal OTSR, but like split in half, like down one side, you put one arm through a stationary bit on the left side of your body. You put your arm through that part of the restraint, and then bring the other part down, like over you, and just it's so. I'd never seen anything like it. If Sean hadn't explained it to me before we'd got on, I'd have got there and just looked at it. I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I've taken too many people on that. Yeah, I've taken too many people on that coaster and seen their like face of confusion. Like, what is going on? Isaac, you're wrong, mate. Like, if you converted Shockwave to being a flawless sit down, it'd be so boring. Like who wants a sit down that consists of a loop, a zero G roll, and then
a straight track,
and then straight track. Like, that was so boring. Like, that the only reason it's good. I agree with that. Maybe if you've got an interesting layout, but Shockwave's layout is just so weird.
I never got to do Mantis at Cedar Point, but I've ridden Rougarou, the flawless conversion of it, and I mean, I'm not about to say that it's like a great conversion or anything, because that ride's not that good, but I mean, like with a coaster, with a stand-up coaster with like a really convoluted twister section in like the second half, flawless conversion makes sense there, because there's enough going on for the ride to still be interesting for people who haven't ridden it before.
Isaac's kind of said that as well. Like, it has to be a decent enough layout to even think about that. But I think like Shockwave is one of them outliers, isn't it, where it's kind of like it was designed to be a stand-up, and it couldn't work as anything else.
Especially with it. I wouldn't like to with how unique that zero G roll feels in a stand-up position. I wouldn't like to see it get converted to a sit-down position that effectively ends up just being the same as a lot of other coasters.
I feel like Shockwave would be the only reason that, like, maybe some people from other countries are visiting the UK, and they might be like, okay, I want to experience that. Like, that would be the thing that would draw them to Drayton Manor, and without that, I don't think they would. I mean, it'd be a very small amount of people, but still, like, it's one of them. Like, let's just keep.
The only stand left in the world now, then.
No, it's the only stand up with a zero G
with a zero G roll.
And it's the only stand up in Europe now, isn't it? The only stand up in Europe.
Oh, so that's the only stand up in Europe. I remember.
I'm pretty sure it's the only stand up in Europe. Yeah.
Are we back to James's RCDB section?
he's the QI but people are asking Mikhile that this, people want to know, like, Maelstrom, do you think it is better or worse than Cyclonator.
Okay, ask me again in like 2 to 3 weeks when I've ridden Cyclonator.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
Have you not done Cyclonator yet?
No, I've not been on the Portlands.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, man.
It looks like there is another one in Europe, which is freestyle at Cavallino Matto in Italy.
Well, how about that?
There's something about it.
The speed at which you found that is impressive, by the way.
RCDB is a very good website.
That's good. I should check it out more because my facts are wrong. But yeah, so what did you think of Maelstrom, Mikhile? That's the first Intamin gyro you've done, isn't it?
Yeah. So context: I've done a Zamperla giant discovery and a Hush giant frisbee. So I was comparing it to those in my head, and with the Zamperla giant discovery, the restraint is really freeing visually. It doesn't restrict your view at all, but the restraint isn't breathable. Like it comes down on you a lot. Like it comes down like really hard on your chest, and it's not that comfortable towards the end of the cycle. But like it's very thin in comparison to the restraint on the Hush giant frisbee, which restricts your view a lot more. And that's you get to see a lot, but it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. On the Hush giant frisbee, it's a lot more of a comfortable restraint, but it's much more bulky. The restraint is much more bulky, so you can't really see that much outside of what you see right in front of you. On Maelstrom, the Intamin gyro swing, it was kind of like a happy middle. So like the restraint was much more comfortable, and like you still got a pretty good sort of panoramic view, or like your peripheral view wasn't impeded so much. So I really enjoyed Maelstrom. The only thing about it is the cycle was so short. It was so short. You got like 2 swings at maximum height, and then it was over. And like if it had gone on for a few more swings, it would be. I'm not saying it definitively isn't my favorite gyro swing model that I've done, but if it went on for just a little bit longer, it would definitely be my favorite.
It definitely is short. I'm one of the people
great force at the top of the swings as well.
Yeah, it's mate. It's really. But well, that's more. I've said it. We said it on the previous podcast. But for me, I think Cyclonator, Maelstrom, both like 2 of my favorite flat rides in the country. But if I had to compare them, I prefer Maelstrom just because I feel like I get more like actual airtime on it, and it's I feel like Cyclonator is just like more intense, which is not a bad thing. It's just not what I necessarily want from. I feel like Maelstrom's more like Rush, where you have that feeling of, or like any screaming swing. Where it's a little bit more gentle. It's like the swing is just like perfect on it. Yeah, and with Cyclonator, it's just like full on like it's just in it. You know,
the feeling of weightlessness at the top of the cycle of the top of the 2 swings was really, pardon me, was really strong though. I thought.
And I think Cray for Coasters has said in the chat, the restraints and Cyclonator are just like death, mate. Like they're so bad. Like, and I don't know, it's so bad because it's like sometimes I could be like, okay, right, maybe they're designed for like smaller bodies or like more aimed like just to be more safety for kids. But then it's like the seats are so far off the ground that kids have to be like picked up and put on them. So it's kind of like a badly designed seat and restraint. I personally feel like, and it does take it somewhat. But I guess once you start swinging, it doesn't matter. But you're sitting there for quite a while with your shoulders just hurting from the restraint because it just comes. Because I've said before, it comes down by itself as well. You don't just pull it down, so it comes down by itself. And as it's coming down, you just feel like you're getting crushed.
it just keep pressing down on you.
Vortexes. Restraint.
Yeah.
Because they warn you, they say it's coming down hard and fast.
Yeah.
I've been winded by them restraints before.
It's not as bad as
just
that,
whack
but
into your body. Horrible.
It's the same feeling where once you've done it once, you're like dreading it coming down, and you're like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, and then it comes down. Theme park enthusiast really wants to talk about G-Force. I think
I never got to ride it.
Who's done it here?
Yeah,
I've done it.
Neither did I.
I've done G-Force years ago. When I was it?
I thought it was. I didn't think it was that bad. The restraints are pretty terrible. Just because, to be fair, it's terrible now we look back at it. But at the time, there was not much else like freeing restraints like that.
Yeah.
Everything, they did change the game a little bit in terms of like trying to take kind of lap bar restraints more seriously and doing like being able to do inversions with them. But the only issue, the difference between Rip Ride Rocket and G-Force, I love Rip Ride Rocket. I'm a massive fan of it. Absolutely love it.
It's all right.
Well, you're wrong, mate. You're absolutely wrong. It's better. I will say it now. I don't care if I get shit for it. It is better than Incredible Hulk. 100% in better. Incredible Hulk. 100%, mate. It just is.
Anyway,
it's
I really enjoyed G-Force.
Do you mean Decepticoaster?
That could not be more incorrect. but
it's mate, facts, man. Like you've got the thing is you went to this part when you were young. I went to it when I was a fully grown adult with my brain.
Bro, I went to it 4 years ago.
Well, what is wrong with your head then, man? Like, Incredible Hulk is what? Like, I don't like to say things are overhyped. I hate that word because I'm like everyone likes different things. But for me,
I do agree there.
Incredible Hulk is overhyped to hell, and that's someone who loves B&Ms.
No, I will say when it comes to Incredible Hulk, like I will definitely admit I have a lot of sentimental connection to Hulk because it was. Like it, everyone has that one coaster that like solidified their coaster obsession for them. Incredible Hulk is that coaster for me. So like I will absolutely admit that like I have a lot of bias towards Incredible Hulk and just like sentimental connection towards it. But at the same time, being as objective as I possibly can about it, despite the fact that the second half is not good. Like that first half is just so strong, especially with the 2016 refurb and with the on-ride audio through the first half. I know you can obviously choose your music on Hollywood Rip Ride, but nah, man,
I don't hear the on-ride audio with Hulk because all I'm feeling is this. I'm like, just make it end, man. It's horrible.
What was that again?
You just need to get in the gym, mate.
I'm fine, man.
Hey, hang on, man. Let's not go there.
Just terrible, man. But anyway, going back to G-Force, I do think it was a shame that it went. It was just a weird coaster, and I think it fit at Drayton just because they've got a weird stand-up coaster, and then they had this weird kind of like X-car coaster. But I will say I prefer the skyline of Drayton now without G-Force. I thought it looked pretty messy, personally. I remember seeing it when it first went up, and I used to look at it and go, it doesn't look great when you put like two coasters like that together and there's no thought about how they like interact and you just plonk them next to each other. It kind of, I don't know if it's just me, but
no, it was definitely an eyesore. There was nothing pretty about it.
I think like when you look at all the rides,
go almost upside down.
Yeah, it just went like that, and that's the problem, right? Because when you go on Ride Rocket, the restraints are the same, so they will just keep on going down, won't they? The entire they will keep on getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
But it's not so bad on Rip Ride because once you do the vertical, it kind of that's it, and you can kind of like you can stop it from going down. But the problem with G-Force that it went upside down, so when you go into that bit, it goes down even further, and then because you're like stretched out like that, it then just like it pushes down, and then you go back to normal like that, and then it's just by the breaker, and you're just like, oh, release it, and they had a lot of problems with it. But
that reminds me of Swarm's restraints with the vest, because the vest locks, it can still get tighter.
Yeah, as you
go round, and positive G-force is pinning you back into your seat. It's proper crushing you.
They need to update those vests.
The new trains, like new Wing Rider trains, the vests lock, and once they're locked, they don't get tighter.
Yeah.
But
it's the same with the newer vests on the mini dives, isn't it? Like Valkyria and Emperor, and I think Yukon Striker as well. That's not a mini dive, but yeah, like they're much more breathable. Right?
Yeah, I think. But yeah, if we draw a line under G-Force, you know, RIP. It was.
I will just say I do not dislike Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. I enjoyed it.
Too late now.
Well, mate, that was some of the noises you made when I mentioned it, Mo.
Yeah. This is recording, you know.
You had some deads. Yeah, that was, yeah.
Can we get a live rewind, please? Thank you.
Yeah,
I said it was all right.
Can we have VAR, please? VAR.
James, live rewind. Thank you.
Hawkeye umpire.
So 2 minutes ago, Mikhile said.
I said it was all right.
I mean, Aaron, if you want us to bring up where you went, I can't wait till Rita goes. We'll bring that up. Like,
oh yeah.
I know. Facts. You can bring.
I will be happy when it goes, but
I said I won't be sad when we get something better. Just said it's not the best, but I enjoy it when it's there. That's kind of what I go with.
It's just so funny because it's the timing at which you dropped that. After you were bigging it up for like a solid couple of minutes, and then just dropped. When it leaves, I'll be happy.
I get what you mean, Aaron. Don't get me wrong. It was just that was so funny because you did the whole thing.
You've got to build up, haven't you, for the big ending, you know.
For the.
I mean, I've got a question then. If you guys had to put if you guys had to put a new coaster anywhere in Drayton, where would you put it, and what would it be?
I haven't been to Drayton as an adult, so I can't say.
I would say I'm not gonna be like, let's just put like an RMC in there. Like, obviously, I would love to have an RMC 15 minutes away, but that's just not. It's ridiculous. But I think one of the new Vacomas, I think would
that's
fit
where
perfectly.
That's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Wasn't Luke saying something over the water or something? Sorry.
Yeah, because they got a big lake there, and that would be lovely.
Personally, for me, I'd say like something like Lek, like the Lek coaster, but sort of on the opposite side of the lake, and that little area there. I think that would fit really well.
I think so. I mean, I was thinking more of like a, the suspended thrill coasters that they've got going on. Like they they look really good, and they're not like that forceful. I think if you got to break that park in a little bit now. I think because it's so used to that family market, you start off with like an STC, and then you could maybe go up to something like Lek coaster like style.
That would be perfect because obviously that park doesn't have an inverted coaster or like a suspended coaster of any kind. So that would do well for rounding out the coaster.
I'd love to see it around. Yeah, I'd love to see. But they've got a few sit down coasters.
Yes, but not big ones. Like, was it called Buffalo or something?
They've got Buffalo. They've got Accelerator, which is a junior boomerang.
I forgot about that one. Ben 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ben 10. That was the one. Ben 10. They've got Troublesome Trucks, which is a pretty solid kiddie coaster. The Slower. That's really good. It's got a little bit of whip on it, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like you go on it, it surprises you.
Never been on it.
Like it's good. It's really but you need to do that midweek when there's not like, because Thomas Land gets obviously the most crowds in the entire park. Like if you go in there, it's just mad.
So get rid of Thomas Land and build.
No, Thomas Land is good, man. Like I think if you were a kid and you saw Thomas Land, that would be like, if you was into Thomas, which a lot of kids still are, that would blow your mind. It's so
that part of the park is not small as well. Like
it's
big area.
But I would like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see a new coaster where like that other side of the park where Apocalypse is and stuff. like going through that, like maybe interacting with Buffalo or even taking its place. Like, and I think, like you said, Aaron, I think it was Luke who said it, or I can't remember, but like going over that lake, utilizing that lake more. It's such a cool like thing to see. Like when you're around there, you could do some really cool stuff. The fireworks they have there every year they do across the lake, and it's really, really cool.
It would balance out. It would balance out the park a lot in having a coaster on that side of the lake, because like with Adventure Cove, there is a sort of like lopsidedness, if that's even a word, in terms of the quality of either side of the lake now. So I agree there.
Yeah, I think like
let's see what happens in the future with that then.
Definitely. I think like Bradley said, a Max spinner, like time machine. Like, mate, trust me, having a Max spinner like down the road for me would be amazing. But realistically, like we're not going to get that for a while. But if they could just keep like go the way Portland Park are going, whereas I think thing is they are so similar, aren't they? Portland Parks and Drayton.
Like they do cater towards. Like
they operate in the same market
because they have like what's it called, Peppa Pig, and then Drayton have Thomas, and then but the thing is that they're a little bit ahead of Portland's into the fact that they have actually got like big rides, like nice big, like for the older people. So they just need to keep investing in that side of the park, and honestly they'll be onto a winner. They've got decent amount of land as well to expand on. And
Lupins obviously care about the place. Like, they care a lot about the place. Yeah, like, it's their flagship spot now. So
guys, anyway, like we are 25 to, we've not got long left, so we've still got some stuff to go through. So we'll touch on Disney Genie. Right?
Yeah. I have no idea how any of the Disney stuff works. I never understood Magic Pass. Or was it Magic Pass?
It seems pretty straightforward, but I might be getting it wrong.
So Sean, you've been doing research.
I know how it works.
So my understanding is that it's like an add-on to the app, and basically the free bit is if you're in like one park, it'll tell you where to go, but it knows when there's like larger queues at different rides, and it'll send you there, and it will change throughout the day. And then you can pay for an upgrade for like multi-parks, and then can like pay fast tracks per ride or something.
You're kind of right, but also kind of wrong. So
that's my life, mate.
So this is it. So obviously it already looks just confusing as how it's looking at. That's the type of diagram that I look at and go, nah, I'm good. I'm
checking out.
Yeah. So
it's that SpongeBob meme minute. I'm ahead up.
So the deal with Disney Genie is different to Genie Plus, obviously. So Disney Genie is basically like a planning app. It's free. It comes. It's an app. It's like Waves app, or like where it plans your journey out for you. It goes, it's like it says there. It forecasts future wait times. It tells you what's busy and what isn't. If you're somewhere in the park, it goes, okay, you're in a really busy part of the park. Go over to this side. Go to this attraction, which seems like really handy, and it's free. So it's like, why not make use of it? But then it's like, I think I was saying to Mikhile, I was like, but what if like it's good for people who know Disney, or they've done a lot of research and they know the rides want to go on. But if you're like a typical British family going over to Florida, you don't know what you want to go on, and it's telling you just go on the rubbish rides that have no queue for a reason. Like maybe it's, I don't know how they're gonna balance that out. Like they just
I believe though you can tell it what you're interested in, can't you? And then it will sort it around that.
I did think about itinerary.
Yeah, so you can kind of go, I'm interested in, I don't know, princesses, and it will sort out through that. You can.
We'll see what that like. I mean, in my opinion, it just seems like a good way of Disney putting people in the park they want to put in there, rather than their own experience. They're like, we just want to disperse everyone out of this certain area, but so you can get Disney Plus, which is basically the same thing that we've been getting free for years, which is if you book a Disney trip, you can 60 days before your trip, you can book 3 fast passes for each day you're at the different parks. Once you've done them 3 fast passes, you can get an extra one for free when you're in the park. And then that's how it works. So that's basically Disney Plus, Genie Plus. Sorry. So that's how that works. So, but it's
to be
15...
confused with the streaming service.
But it's $15 extra. So that's what people are moaning about. I mean, when you're dropping 10 to 20 grand on a family trip to Disney, what is an extra $15? Like, let's be honest. Like, I know it's annoying. I know it's annoying. Like but at the same time, they've probably been in the most difficult operating period than they've ever been in. I'm not saying I agree with it. It should still be free. It should be. That was one of the best things about Disney, in my opinion, was getting them free fast passes. But all these people talking about how it's kind of. It's class war again and all this sort of stuff. It's like, it's not though, is it? Like it's 15. You're spending $15 on one meal.
It's like you said off like before we started the recording, and we both thought of the same point, didn't we? Like it's mostly the people who frequent Walt Disney World on a regular basis, like the locals, the people who are
annual
local,
pass holders, isn't it? Yeah,
and AP holders, that are complaining about having to pay for fast passes, but like you said, like the people who are, there are tourists going to Florida or like planning a once in a lifetime trip to Walt Disney World who really won't. Like, I can't imagine, like, they're having to shell out so much money for, like, their dream trip to Walt Disney World. I can't imagine them having much of a problem with having to pay what they need to get onto the rides without having to wait for, having to wait or like make a have to get like a booking group or whatever the case may be on like Rise to Resistance and the others. And like, just to go off that, like the last time I was at Pleasure Beach, I was there with some friends, and I asked them, and 2 of them were I knew they were planning to go to Walt Disney World sometime in the near future, and I asked them about what they thought about this with Genie Plus and Lightning Lane and all of that stuff, and they were kind of just like, well, first of all, like my friend of mine just said, like, I don't know enough about it to have much of an opinion on it, but it's like when we go there, we obviously don't go there that often. Like when we go there, we're wanting to do everything, so we're willing to do what needs to be done to be able to do as much as we possibly can. And that's sort of just, that speaks to the majority of people going to Walt Disney World. They've got the busiest parks in the world there for a reason. Like they're attracting families and groups from all over the world who don't get to go to this place as obviously as often as the people who live close by, and they'll be all right with paying a little bit more so than the locals will.
Yeah, and so obviously as well as this,
sorry to cut you off, and that's where Disney is making most of their money from anyway. Not the AP holders, not the local AP holders, but the international tourists and the international families and stuff.
Yeah, the same as over here. It's the same as over here with the the Merlin annual passes. Like they're not making the money off us; they're making the money off the families who do it every 2 years, make a trip every 2 years, spend 2 or 3 days there, buy the fast passes. That's who they're catering to, not the enthusiasts. Same as everywhere. But yeah, it's that extra. But obviously on top of that, we have the Lightning Lane, which is an add-on to the Disney Genie thing. I think Disney Genie is inside the apps that you already have. And Lightning Lane is just a replacement for it's just their fast pass system. So you can buy the add-ons really. So that's it really. So not much has changed except for you got to pay £15 for what was once $15 for what was once free. I don't think it's breaking news. We all know what Disney are like. They are cashing in. They're always cashing in. They probably need money to buy their new like Marvel character or something.
Well, the downside I can see from what I understand, the downside I can see is that it will update your itinerary throughout the day to send you to where's quietest. But if you've got a food reservation, it won't change times or anything for that. So you can check out the waiting list that's in there. But if you've already got a reservation, it won't update or change that at all.
Right.
So that's the downside, I think.
My main thing with, and this is Walt Disney World exclusively, from what everything that I'm hearing, online, like the experience of Disneyland over in California is much different in the sense that it's much more relaxed. But with Walt Disney World, it's just adding to the difficulty of planning a trip to this place.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It's just so complicated.
Needlessly so.
It's just so they've put a name
convoluted, and
they've put a name onto something that was not named before. It was just part of the package. It was like you get your fast passes included, and I'm like, no, that's called Genie Plus now. And it's just like, so it seems more complicated than it is. But like you say, like when you're planning a big trip, it makes it more convoluted than it needs to be. And it's like now you've got like these different names for things, and it's just mad. I don't know. I feel like it's part of their strategy where they literally will just make it more complicated than it is. So when you realize what you're doing, you feel accomplished. It's like
the point where they recently announced their new annual pass holder program as well. They announced that back, and like I won't get into the prices, that's not the point I'm making, but like there's 4 different types of passes, and instead of like clearly like underlining which one is, like from like best to worst and stuff, they've named them like just stupid names that just don't mean anything. The cheapest one is called Disney Pixie Dust Pass. Right. And then it goes to like Disney Pirate Pass, Disney Sorcerer Pass, and then the most expensive one is Disney Incredipass. What significance does that hold to anybody?
No, it's weird. Well, but I'm obviously saying the hour drive to Tampa is much worth it to me. I'm sure it is for a lot of people, but also like some people just like Disney, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't really go ride like Rise of Resistance, Flight of Passage, like all these like Haunted Man. I'm a big fan of Haunted Mansion. Like you've got to admit like there is a big draw to Disney, even if you're not like a Disney. Like there's just so much classic rides there and just state of the art rides there that it will attract people. It attracts people with money. Like you have to like get a remortgage. You have to remortgage your house if you want to have a good trip there.
Yeah. Am I right in saying with the Genie Plus and the Fast Pass system that they have separated what they call some premium rides, what you have to pay extra for on top of that price?
What's that? Sorry, say that again.
So what I heard was that the Genie Plus gives you so many fast passes or whatever, but they've separated out like a couple of attractions at each park to be like a premium fast track, which you have to pay extra for on top of that. Yeah. Is that what Lightning Lane is?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like it was kind of like that anyway, because if you got 60 days to book your free three fast passes. It's hard to say when you got my accent. But obviously the hotel guests had, I think, like an extra like month or something. It's something ridiculous. Like if you're staying on park, you had it before they got released before. So trying to get an e-ticket attraction like Flight of Passage or Seven Dwarf Mine Train, you had no chance of getting it. So it feels like they've just got rid of that and gone, look, that's unfair. We'll charge for it. But like that was not so bad because I've got to say, like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a solid little family coaster. It's so good. Like then swinging carts are awesome, but also the line on that was very big. But it was the quickest line I was probably in, apart from Expedition Everest. I think it went very fast just because it seems like there was less fast passes available for it. And because it's such an e-ticket attraction, so kind of the same, I think.
So I guess you'll have to make a decision whether you want that plus or pay per attraction separate. So you'd have to make that decision, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Harry has just joined us. What's up, Harry? Harry from Coaster mentioned that the high demand, low throughput rides are a one-off additional fee to use with Lightning Lane, which makes sense because the high demand, low throughput, like you're going to be waiting in those lines for a while. So.
Peter Pan, mate, it's just insane. Right, they need to build like another Magic Kingdom. They need to build another ride like next to it. Like they need to duplicate it because honestly that is so popular and it's so slow moving. Like I attempted to queue for Peter Pan's flight 3 times and I ditched it like 20 minutes into it because I was not moving. It was ridiculous. It was so bad. And also something that annoys me about is this a tangent again, but something that annoys me about Magic Kingdom is there is no they have like this policy of like we see it all the time, which is like no queue jumping, but then there's families joining their family in the queue. Like I specifically missed the fireworks one night. I just went there and I was like, I've seen the fireworks now. I'm gonna take advantage of that hour of where the fireworks are going on and get as much as I can in. And I literally nailed like all the big rides in like less than 20 minutes with nice. So I did whatever. But then I queued for Peter Pan's flight. It was like on a 15-minute queue, stood there as the fireworks ended. All these families like pushing in front of me, going, just join in front of you, and like so, their family members had waited in line while they were at the fireworks, and then honestly, I just kept moving back until I was like all the way nearly out of the building again.
Wait, so like families would have like one member of their group go stand in the line, like while the rest of the family was watching the fireworks, and then and then they would join him. You must be mad. There's no.
I was by myself. The thing is, I was by myself, and I was like, I'm not being a guy. Like a 30-year-old guy standing in Peter Pan's clue kicking off at family. Like, that's not me. I just left.
I kind of want to see that.
That's why I'd go and do the Halloween events to get on the rides.
I'm just saying, like, I can kind of like I see it happen a lot at different parks, and I can kind of get away. I can kind of understand it. It happens a lot, but I'm at Disney. It's a lot of money. Like you should be having people watching this happen because that should not be on. Like at Disney, that shouldn't be happening. Like that should not be happening. People should be getting called out for that. Like that. Imagine if there was like I was stood with like this family who were like behind me with a kid, and this kid's just seeing all these people like flooding in before him, and it's fair. We've walked in there. We were on the queue. We've missed the fireworks to do that. And then they're just seeing all these people. It's like it's going to ruin it for him a little bit. Like I can't understand that happening.
Yeah, no, they got a police.
That really annoyed me.
It's not fair. It's all.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. Shall we move on to?
We've got 7 pretty much minutes to get through to.
Yeah. Almost Hot Racer.
Nice quick one. That's fine.
Roll fast.
So Hot Racer trains. They look cool. Yeah. I actually really like them.
Do you?
So I like it.
It looks a bit like several go-karts lined up.
They actually kind of do, yeah.
I don't know what happens to these single rails.
Red Force almost in that sort of style. Really similar, but like single seats.
To me, they just scream West Coast racers.
They do.
Like Six Flags Magic Mountain.
I'm not impressed.
Much better seat and restraint setup. Like. For anyone that's done the new gen Intamin Blitz seats and restraints, or like the seats on Condor, whatever, anything on Taron, Tiger, anything like that, like how comfy these this seating restraint setup is. So like, this is obviously Intamin's take on the single rail coaster, even though it's not actually a single rail, it's 2 rails with basically a metal sheet in between them.
Yeah.
But in terms of the seat setup design, it's 1 per row and that, and like I think it's I really like the look of this train first and foremost. Like
I do actually agree with it. They do look a bit too plastic.
They do look a bit plastic, but I mean that's where I draw the comparison to West Coast Races, because those trains look plastic as well.
Yeah,
I don't enjoy the whole look of this, to be fair, but there you go.
Well, they look like kids' go-karts, don't they? To be honest, let's be serious. They look like go-karts.
What's going on with the exhaust as well? Come out the side.
Yeah, it's just meant to resemble a performance car in it, but like in a fun, like cartoony kind of way, I suppose. But there's been talk about this. Like I think that Intamin are kind of aiming for sort of like a quote unquote entry level LSM launch experience, like so that the already established Blitz coaster will be kind of a step up from this. So it's probably going to be a bit more aimed for younger
audiences.
Yeah, younger audience, families. Like I said, like younger audience that are looking to get on the first launch coaster, maybe. And I think the approach to this train aids to that really well. Like, it doesn't need to be like super menacing looking or super like kitted out like a Velocicoaster train or a Hulk train or whatever. But like I think it does what it's supposed to do well.
Luke's just said you can win them an arcade, so.
Behemoth is like pretty much like that. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, you look like you're riding so high above, like Intamin style, where you're like up above it. It's going to be such a different kind of experience to like a Raptor, and it's different anyway, because you can just see these don't look as like whippy and just crazy as the Raptors anyway.
No, they don't.
They look a lot more kind of, I wouldn't say gentle. They're still going to be whippy because it's a single track at the end of the day, but it's going to be really interesting and just one day be able to compare them to different riding styles of a similar type of model.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm never gonna ride it because I'm not going to Australia because fuck those spiders. But
I mean, you're not wrong, mate. Like,
right?
Don't say that to them. They'll box you or something.
Mate, they've got
just one of my fucking steps in the day, though. Seriously, it was like that.
Mate, you can ride ride the spiders in Australia.
They've got spiders called chicken spiders because they've chickens like
big as my face.
Jesus,
bro,
man.
Those spiders go to the gym 4 times a week. That's how big they look. Like no, I'm not fucking with those spiders.
Have you seen them? Have you seen them? I can't remember what they're called. Have you seen them bats that they have in Australia? The bats they have in Australia, they're the size of like a small child. Like they're like hanging upside down, and it looks like some of a horror film, man. It's like horror, like oh god,
Dracula.
Not about it. I don't want no problems with the wildlife in Australia. I don't want it.
I mean, Australia's it looks beautiful, but it just looks like everything wants to kill you. And nature was saying, don't settle here, man. Don't settle here.
Including the roller coaster.
Unfortunately, I shall not be riding this coaster, or I shall not be riding DC Ride Wolves either. So,
eventually, they should come over. I mean, unless they're a massive flop and they have issues.
But, I don't think they're going to be a flop. I think we'll eventually see one closer to us.
I think we will as well. So Decepticoaster.
Yeah, let's move swiftly.
Shall we roll the POV? We can. There's no audio on this, so we can talk over the VT. So that's
go for it.
Fine. Hold on. Where even is it? Has it been deleted?
Cue elevator music.
I can't actually find it, guys. Can you so give us a lowdown first?
So
basically, it's just some Decepticoaster POVs that surfaced on Twitter thanks to courtesy of Rollercoaster Dream, the content creator out of China.
This is Hulk.
Don't quote me, but yeah, and there was a partial front POV. This one that you're seeing on the screen now. It ends like halfway through it, but
yeah.
There was also a rider cam POV, which is the full thing as well. So just to provide a bit of a, you know, a scope of mainly what the launch tunnel looks like, from what I gathered, and the launch tunnel looks sick. I compared it to when I first saw it the other day. I compared it to Incredible Hulk's launch tunnel, the revamped version, and this looks better. The launch tunnel experience with the effects going on in that tunnel and the sound and the audio as well. Like it seems a little bit more up my street. I do love the audio and the effects on and the new effects on Hulk, but this looks awesome.
I think Sam just called it Transformer Hulk.
Transformers, yeah,
that's pretty much what it is.
People were calling it like Hulk formers and stuff. Yeah. But in terms of the ride itself, I'm not too sure on the ride itself, just because it looks like it takes the layout of Hulk and sort of like irons out all of that whippy 90s nuance that I love about Hulk.
The disgustingness
that disgusts Sean so egregiously. But it's majorly reprofiled. It's the same layout direction, but it's majorly reprofiled. And it has, and like Luke is saying in the chat, it has vest restraints as well. So hopefully it'll be the improved vest restraints. I'm sure it will be that don't come further and further down on your chest.
Keep locking,
And it should be a very comfortable ride. I'm just not sure on how much bite it'll have in terms of its whippiness, its aggressiveness. But I'm sure it'll be still like a super fun ride, because, you know, like I've said before, the Hulk has one of the best first halves that I've done on a coaster. So yeah,
mate. Oh my god.
I'm standing on that. I'll die on that.
Why is he rude?
Wait, it's a rude Hulk. Why do you want to rude it? What did it do to you?
It's a rude boy Hulk.
But yeah, man.
It looks good.
Yeah.
That's my expert opinion. It looks nice.
Mate, I think that the problem with me was it was a bucket list coaster for me, and I'll try not to hype rides up too much. I
will say with the amount that the coaster community. Maybe not all of it. Maybe not all of it.
You just said it had the best first half on any coaster.
I said one of.
Look, all you've got to do is have
properly. Yeah. I said one of.
Rewind this again, please. Thank you. Just have low expectations for everything. That way you're always pleasantly surprised.
What I'm saying is and I don't shy away from it. I love Hulk. But the amount that, you know, how iconic that ride is. We can't ignore how iconic that ride is.
Nah.
It's it's very hard not to go into that coaster experience with some sort of expectation of you know, it being high quality.
It was like the out of that whole trip, like that was like I was like, I just cannot believe I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
and
I understand it.
Yeah, and I just did it, and it just gave me the worst headache of one of the worst headaches I've ever had. And then so I kind of like went back the next. I did it like 3 separate days, and every time I did it, it was just making me feel like shit. Like, and I don't know. Like, I can't wait to go back and do it, and hopefully my mind has changed. But like,
I was just so disappointed as well. So at least you can kind of
that's the main draw now. One of them.
Exactly.
I mean, I will. If you, I mean, like it might be an idea to ride Hulk first.
Shark queue.
Yeah. Otherwise,
well, no, because
he's gonna have no chance, is it?
If you ride,
start off low. That's what you're gonna do. You want to
start on Hagrid's, mate. Hagrid's.
I would like full honesty. There is no way you could ride. Full honesty, there is no way you could ride Velocicoaster first and then ride Hulk and still
come off with a fair comparison. Like, it's
not I won't shy away from that. Like, not at all. Like,
see, I just didn't find it fun, Isaac. I didn't find it fun. I found it like I found it like I feel like my opinion of Hulk is like, it's great if it was if it was an invert. Like, it has the craziness of an invert, but like, I just don't think for me it worked. For my personal taste, did not work as like a just as, you know, as not a non-invert. It just didn't work for me. And what?
No, I was as not an invert. Yeah, no,
as not an invert.
Universal just so much to offer, wasn't it? Really.
But like,
I
mean, to be honest, like I've heard people say that like say the same as you, or just like the experience they got on Hulk was rough. It's like uninteresting. They much prefer Cumbra at Busch Gardens Tampa, and I mean, like there are people who say that and stuff. But I mean, I can only comment off of my own experiences on the thing. So
I think what we should do is like we're not saying people are wrong. We're not saying people are right. Everyone's just built differently, aren't they? And
everyone has their own things.
Like,
don't
I don't find. I've said it before. Like, I do not find. I've not had a ride on Colossus at Thor Park and thought, Jesus, that was rough. It's a bit rattly, but a lot of people disagree with me, obviously, on that.
Yeah. Every time I go on it's a headbanger.
Yeah. I don't have that. I just don't have it, and I can't see it. So
I'm determined to go on every roller coaster and then say, come off the other end and say Rita's better than this. Just to see what people say, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's just
Rita's better.
It interests me just how people do interpret rides just differently. Like, they just feel different on different people, because it doesn't seem to make much sense. Like, I can understand a ride being hyped, so some people will jump on the hype train, but also, like, there's genuinely people I know who opinions I respect massively, and we have massive different opinions, and it's not like there's no sentimental value to the ride to either of us. It's just like we do the same ride, and we're like, no, I don't find that rough. I do find that rough. It's just it's really interesting. I don't know if it's to do with like body, like how tall you are and built you are. Or
it is with Colossus. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't think it is because I don't think it is. I think, well,
if you've got a bigger body than legs, like I have,
maybe
it really is, and they have to kind of like bounce on the train.
There's people I know who are like big, and then they have the same opinion as me. So I don't know. Like, I think it might be I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's the same thing with RMCs as well, though. Like the RMCs, that's it's a big thing, whereas I didn't find them particularly uncomfortable, whereas people with my type of same body, they went, no, it was awful.
But at the end of the day, people like what they like, and everyone likes different things. You never really get an overall consensus on some things, you know.
That's what makes the enthusiast community such a great place. So it's the fact that everybody has such varied opinions, and obviously
it also makes it a bloody awful place as well.
It's great.
Yeah, no, it's a good place if you can like you say, just go, yeah, I enjoyed it, or I didn't, and that's it. You know, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, I think everyone just should be like, this is
healthy debate.
But I do find it fun, just like ripping on rides sometimes that I don't like, and then people get offended. Like it is fun.
It is fun. I can't lie.
Like,
I
get full on triggered when Nemesis is slated. Like that is the only time that I will get full on.
Well, like properly.
Taron is like my favorite coaster I've done so far. I don't really get that bothered when people like hate on it, because I'm like, whatever. But Nemesis to me, like someone slates it, I'm like, triggered.
It's like, okay, let me tell you why you're full of shit.
Let's get into it. Like, this is why you're wrong, mate. You can have opinions, but you are wrong.
You're emotionally attached to these inanimate objects.
I am emotionally attached, I've got to say.
Yeah. Well, you do, don't you? You know.
We do, but we are at the end, and we are bang on time, really, to end on.
About that. Yeah.
So, thank you for everyone for sticking with us. It's really, really appreciated. We do long podcasts. We do long podcasts.
Podcast.
We do long podcasts, guys.
Brought to you by.
That's a good long podcast, guys.
But what I would say is, we've been getting quite a lot of ideas from people listening and watching the show. So if you want to email an idea for like a topic you want us to cover, or like special episodes that we're thinking of doing, especially like in the off season and stuff, but even before that, if we have a slow news week, you can obviously let us know in the comment section on any of the videos, or you can email us at thechaindogs@gmail.com. We've had a few people already ask some topics for us to cover, which we're always happy to do. But just let us know, because I'm making a long list of them at the minute, and I'll be going through them at some point, and we'll be deciding what we're going to cover. So yeah, just do that. But
do you want them to hit us on Twitter as well? Or
anything, any way. I mean, I think I did say that, but yeah, follow us on the Chain Dogs on Twitter. That's the only social media we're on at the minute. I'm probably going to stay that way for a while, because none of us can be bothered to go on Facebook or Instagram. It's just the easiest one for us.
Facebook is no man's land, man. We're better off just on Twitter.
Like Joe, Theme Park Insanity is thriving on Facebook. So they've got a very good group.
As is the Reader Appreciation stuff.
Yeah, it's got a very good community going on there. But if Joe wants to start the Chain Dogs Facebook group and add to his already hectic schedule, feel free. But yeah, no, thank you all for joining us. I will say again, obviously, if you're listening to this on podcast, I mean, if you're still listening, then hats off, mate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come and join us
after this.
Come and join us every Wednesday. Come and join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Get involved in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Just remember, again, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Music, we are on Spotify, we're on loads of random other places, but just not on Apple yet, because Apple hate us. So
they know I don't like fruit. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Has anyone else got anything to add?
No.
Just thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight.
We will see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.